hello. All right, we're going to kick this one off with a question. What is your biggest turnoff? When it comes to copy, I mean. I'll tell you mine. Mine is sassy copy. Copy that tries too hard to be my best friend. Copy that has too much detail, too many stories, pretends to know a little too much about me. I actually kind of find it exhausting and it doesn't work for me. And if you've ever had that experience of reading through something that just was not resonating with you and you couldn't exactly put your finger on why, we're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about why it might be happening in your own copy. For other people, why people who might be right for your offer might be turned off by the words that you're using, the way that you're phrasing, the fact that you might be putting too much detail in, and we're going to talk about what to do about it. All right, so if you are listening to this, whether it's live or on the replay, go ahead and pop a comment in and say, hey, let me know that you're here and that you're listening, and really take a minute to breathe and focus and listen to what I'm about to share, because it's something that not a lot of people are talking about, I think, when it comes to copy. And in fact, you may be getting the opposite advice, or you may have gotten the opposite advice in the past. And that's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay that you've had that experience, because it's just really, really common. It's really common for this style of copy, this way of writing. It's just really pervasive, and let's do something about it. Let's do something about it, because you deserve better in your business. You deserve better, better copy. You deserve copy that feels like you, that feels like your personality, without being pushy. And I want to talk about how you may be, by accident, not by fault of your own, unselling people. All right, let's dive in. If you're here, say hey, hey, welcome. All right. Now here is what the common wisdom is when it comes to copy. Tell lots of stories. Add lots of details. Show your personality. Talk like you're talking to your best friend. And these are like, you've heard some of this advice before. If you've heard this advice given when it comes to copy, let me know, because it's super common. And so many people are doing this wrong that I cannot stay quiet about it anymore, because in many cases your copy is working against you. You are actually saying too much. You're giving too much detail, and that comes off as pushy, and people feel that and they get turned off by it. Now, here's what I mean. So if you want an example of what this can look like, let's talk about it. So, okay, imagine this. You wake up, stretch luxuriously as your alarm goes off, and you check your iPhone and you've got 3 new Stripe notifications with sales, and you're so excited. And then you go downstairs and you pop a capsule in your Keurig machine, you get your coffee going, and you breathe deeply, because you know that everything is going to be great in your business. All right. What if I have a 1-story house? What if I don't drink coffee? What if I don't use Stripe? What if I have an Android phone? Right? And unless you actually know that that is true for every single one of your audience members, if you are using that level of detail in your copy, they've checked out. And it's not because they've intended to check out, it's because they just feel like you're not talking to them, because you haven't left an escape hatch. You haven't left room for them to fill in the gaps of their own story. Yeah, right. You haven't left room for them to fill in their emotions. And that comes through in copy. And it's easy to fall into that, because you do get told, tell stories, lots of detail, be in your audience's brain, right? I get it. But it's not going to get you the results you want unless you can leave room for nuances, unless you understand how to trigger emotions in a deep way instead of sort of taking those shortcuts. And unless you know how to recognize it in other people's copy, when you hire a copywriter and someone writes something for you and you get it back and you're just like, ugh, no, not me. What went wrong here? I don't know what went wrong. And it doesn't take years to learn. Okay, I don't want to, like, you don't have to spend the next 10,000 hours working on it, but it's not a few minutes either, right? And because, like any muscle, you have to exercise it. So let's talk about this for a second. We're going to take one more deep breath and prepare to shift the paradigm for what we think of as good copy. Because copy isn't about being pushy or salesy or pushing someone across the bridge to buy. Remember, right? We got our bridge here. Here's where someone is. Here's where you want them to be. And here are the planks that you have laid in the bridge that they see across to the other side and they go, oh, wow, it looks awesome on the other side. And it looks like their version of success. And they know they won't fail. They know you've got them. It's about sharing just enough detail, just enough of the story that the person reading, the person watching can fill in those gaps with their own memories, their own desires, their own emotions. It's learning how to trigger them as opposed to plopping it right in front of them, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense, right? In other words, you are creating a narrative for your people. You want them to see what's possible for them and believe that it's possible. And this is where a lot of that copy that has too much detail, if you are doing this, it is something that can be easily fixed. New ways to open up those gaps. There are techniques to open up those gaps. If you're doing it, it's okay to admit it and be like, "Ew, that's me. I've done that." If it's not and you feel like you got a handle on it, but maybe there's conversions that are not happening because there are other issues with copy that are happening that you're not aware of, is the point that I want to make here. So detail is one thing. But there are other ways of writing. There are other techniques, nuances, frameworks to copy, which is what we talked about in the previous video, which is the two components to great copy is your voice and the persuasion, the belief change, the way that you write it. So what you say and how you say it matters. And combining those things is what creates that copy that really converts. So I want to ask you this. What is possible for your business when you spend the next 6 months with me in Copy Lab, soaking up all of these nuances, these lessons, and actually making changes to your copy on the spot together? Okay, so this is a question that I've been getting a little bit. What actually happens in Copy Lab? What's it all about? What do you do on the calls? And I thought I would give you some examples just so you can sort of see what are the kinds of things that we're working on together. So here's an example of real things we worked on when we co-create together in Copy Lab. Example number one. Okay, one of my students came in with a new offer that she wanted to launch. And we looked at the offer details, we looked at what she wanted to offer and what she wanted to call it and how she wanted to present it. It was just falling flat. She wanted to step up and make a shift into reaching a new target audience with a new offer, with a more sophisticated offer. But what ended up happening was she was trying to solve all the things in a way that didn't really stand out. It wasn't clear, it was a little generic, it looked like what everybody else is doing. And by asking the right questions, we were able to realize that the hook of the offer was actually something completely different. It was really unique and it was sticky and it stood out and people got it right away and they were like, oh my goodness, yes, I need this. And we came up with so much good language, metaphors, sales pages, emails for her to go out and sell that. And she went and sold that and filled up that first cohort. And I love it. And we are going to talk to her a little bit later and hear her story. Here's another example. Another student came in wanting to finally launch her $997 course. She's been doing lots of one-on-ones. She gets amazing results for her clients. But it's all been one-on-one, it's all been done for you. And she wanted to shift to selling a course in a more leveraged way. And she had it priced at $997. It hadn't been created yet. She was really stuck on the sales page. Can we make the sales page better? And then after chatting about it quickly, we realized that that course was actually not the next best step in her business. And we shifted to offering a much higher ticket offer without adding more hours to her calendar, actually freeing up more time. She was able to launch it fast and sell out the first 5 spots really quickly. And then she created an even higher ticket offer and is now selling that confidently. Because we not only created the offer, we got really, really clear on the messaging, the words to sell it, and it all worked together. And here is what else happens in CopyLab. We come and workshop your sales pages. We are going to workshop your emails. We workshop landing pages. And yes, we are also going to talk launch strategy and offers and getting really deep into what your audience really wants. And all of that is guided through the curriculum step by step. There's the process that we go through in figuring these things out. And you have me with you every step of the way. If you come to a call and you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure, I feel really scattered, I'm not sure what my next best step is, I'm there to help you together figure out what that next best step is for you. So you are never stuck. And you're never stuck with the words either. If you're like, I did not have time to write an email to my list this week, we're going to make sure that something gets out to your list, because I'm not about theory. I'm not about, okay, let's talk about this strategy and not do anything about it. I actually want you to have something that you can go and send to your list and really open up that copy bottleneck in your business. And whether it is you writing it or you want to bring a team member into the program as well, that is an option in this cohort. Yes, you can bring your team member, whoever on your team is writing or who you want to learn these skills in your business and invest in developing your team. That is a part of the program that I'm really excited about this time, because I have so much experience mentoring writers, and working with them and giving them the frameworks to really succeed. So all of that said, is if copy is something, if we got to the end of this conversation and you're feeling like copy is not something that I want to spend 5 million hours learning, but I want it to be better in my business. How do we make that work? It happens in CopyLab. If you feel like your offer needs to evolve, your launch strategy needs to evolve, you want to go evergreen, you want to make a big shift in your business, and you want someone with 16 years of marketing expertise behind the scenes in 8 and 9 figure businesses to help direct that strategy and see what's happening, what's working, that is possible for you. And so my goal every week is to help you get unstuck and keep you in forward momentum. And if you want more details about how it works, what's involved, the process that we'll go through, and what it can do for your business, hey, applications for CopyLab for the January cohort are open until December 18th. Okay, so you've got a little bit of time that is available for you to think about it. But if you are the kind of person who likes to be an early adopter, likes to take fast action, if you've been watching these videos, if you've been thinking about it, if you've been wondering, is copy the thing that I need to up level next year in order to make a big jump in my business, I invite you to apply this week. Get on my calendar this week. Reach out today, right now. Just do it, because that opens up the conversation. That opens up, is this something that needs to be prioritized right now? And how do we do that? Does it make sense based on where you are in your business, what your offers are? And we will have that conversation. So 2 ways. You can go to the link in bio and just get your application in and get on my calendar and we'll chat if you're a face-to-face kind of person. If you want to send me a message and do the conversation via chat, you're busy, you want to just open it up and have questions, my DMs are also open. But what I want to leave you with is this. If this resonated with you, if you have a feeling that your copy could be better, if this was a new learning for you that you're going to implement from today's video, if there's other things that you know that you don't know about up-leveling, if you want an expert in your back pocket, giving you advice on the words in your business, because you know that is going to pay off and increase your conversions and grow your audience in all the ways that matter next year. And if you want to get it done faster, if you are tired of spending hours and hours on it and you want to do bigger things in your business without copy being this huge stressful thing, we need to talk. Like, we just need to talk. So let's talk. Reach out, let me know your biggest takeaway from this. Once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. All the details, and then you'll be able to go to that person and say, hey, don't do this in your copy. Do this instead. And I want that for you. Take that step forward. Show up with your voice and with the persuasion combined that makes that magic happen in your business. And I look forward to hearing from you. We will be back here tomorrow to talk about why you are the best and worst person to write copy in your business. We're going to really dive into how to create a process that works to really get to your voice combined with that, the persuasion and conversion copy. So it's all happening. Exciting things are going on. I look forward to speaking with you, and we will talk soon.